fair here, will ya?
I'll tell you what ain't fair. Ty Jerome. My man had 16 points yesterday.
Ty Jerome. I'm like, what the hell?
That's what ain't fair. Ty Jerome to the competition. He had 16 points yesterday. This was a topic we were going to talk about the other day. But in your opinion, which award is Ty Jerome more deserving of? Is it the Sixth Man of the Year award or the Most Improved Player award?
Can I start with this one?
Is there a Most Improved Player award?
There is a Most Improved Player award in the NBA, and it's a disgrace. Because there's no consistency No, it really is. There's no consistency whatsoever in how it's handed out. Sometimes they give it from a bad player that turned into an average player. Sometimes it's a really good player who went to a great player. Tyrese Maxey won it 2 years ago. He averaged 23 points, and he was averaging
Tyler Hero like
26
the
points
this year.
Cade Cunningham is the current favorite,
that's
who's having a great season.
That's
But
fair.
He was good last year.
No, he wasn't like
and then
this.
he's better this year.
Evan Mobley should be in the mix
conversation.
Yeah,
he has better odds than Ty Jerome. So there's no consistency whatsoever when it comes to how they actually vote upon most improved. If you want to be honest, in terms of most improved, Jerome, I think, is a great case, and Norm Powell, who has stepped up and replaced Paul George, going from 12 points to 24 points per game in LA.
I feel like it's weird to vote for him for most improved because he didn't play last year. I feel like it's better. It's more should be like comeback player, which they don't have. I don't think in the NBA.
They don't. And my end goal in all this process, when we get to the end of this conversation, they need to make its own award of a Welcome to the NBA award. A guy who had no expectations whatsoever, who burst onto the scene.
Yeah, he should win that.
He'd be perfect.
Because I don't think he's the most improved player, because he didn't play last year. So what did he improve from? He was like
his previous 4 years, though. It was a giant leap from the best he's been to where he's at now.
He's probably not the Sixth Man of the Year, although I don't know the Sixth Man of the Year on the teams well enough. Isn't Hunter been a better Sixth Man than him?
Peyton Pritchard is tied for the favorite.
Peyton Pritchard's the favorite. Malik Beasley of the Pistons is second.
He's good.
DeAndre Hunter's third, and then there's a big drop off.
Does Ty Jerome have a legitimate case against those guys or no?
In terms of impactfulness, yes. Yeah. I genuinely believe. But he only plays 18, 19 minutes a game. It's actually crazy. He doesn't play that much, but his minutes all feel meaningful because he's scoring so much.
He's had a lot of big moments also.
He's filled in admirably when Donovan and Darius are out. I think you make a pretty good case for both awards here.
Yeah.
Even though he's not in the top three in terms of the Vegas odds for either.
We become obsessed with these awards, and it's like, who cares? Win a championship.
Yeah,
I don't care who the comeback player of the year is.
Doesn't exist.
Joe Burrow won comeback player of the year. I didn't give a rat's ass about that.
What about when Joe?
You think
what
Joe
about when
cares
the Browns?
About comeback
what about when
player
the
of the year?
Browns swept the awards?
Yeah, the Browns swept the awards.
Year.
You didn't care.
Completely meaningless.
So you'd rather have a playoff win than the DPOY, the assistant coach of the year, and the comeback player?
I ran outside shirtless.
What?
During the award ceremony when we swept, I ran outside shirtless.
No, you did not.
Like in the middle of the winter, I was going crazy and everything.
No,
had my T-shirt around my head and everything. Was crazy.
Going nuts. Earl was losing his mind going outside.
Remember the video of Earl when he cried when LeBron left?
You gotta stop it, man. You gotta cut that out.
What?
He showed us. Cut that out. He showed us it. Like
Earl
the very
cried?
One of the first days Earl had joined the show.
I had waves and two parents back then. That's how old that was.
Wait a second. So you got interviewed by the news?
Yeah, it was the Associated Press.
You cried?
I didn't cry.
First of all, real men cry. So there's nothing to be ashamed of. If you
oh no, for real. It's power in your vulnerability.
That's
you
right.
are absolutely right.
But I didn't know this.
We played it on the show. It was really one of Earl's first shows.
He said, really? I had waves. You said both pairs.
That's a cold line, bro.
Yeah.
That's a cold line.
That definitely had to be, because how long you been growing your hair? It's been.
I done had my hair 7 years, but that's not the point.
Yeah.
The point is, anytime somebody bring up a moment like that I'm not proud of, I'll always reference back to before I had hair. So it don't matter. It's irrelevant.
When LeBron made the decision, were you expecting, when that day started, were you expecting him to stay?
I was in the height of my fandom, and I really thought LeBron would stand. I had my St. Vincent St. Mary's LeBron jersey from his junior year.
Did you burn it?
I spent like $400 on that at Next back then.
Yeah.
But I had that. I had the LeBrons, and I went downtown to Harry Buffalo.
Yeah.
And I was sitting in the bar when they made the announcement, and I just dropped my head on my towel, and people thought I was crying, but I was just, I was salty. I was pissed off.
Ty, you were in high school, right?
Yeah. I could care less when he left.
You didn't care?
I was a Kevin Durant fan.
You couldn't care less.
I couldn't care less. I was a Kevin Durant fan.
Or what do you think for Ty Jerome?
Kevin
Sixth man or most
Durant
improved?
is such a douche.
Yeah, once he
MVP.
decided to go to Golden State, I cut ties with him.
Yeah.
Giannis became my favorite
By the way,
player
I've probably said this before, but it's not the first time I've repeated myself. LeBron left right. What was it? It was 2010, right?
Yes.
His first year in Miami was 2011, 2012, 2010, 2011 season. So yeah.
Yes.
Right. So it was. I came to Cleveland to work in 2011, so it was 2010. So I was still working in New York. I happened to be on the air live
When that happened?
when LeBron did the show, and even though at the time I had zero ties to Cleveland, I knew nobody from Cleveland. I had never been to Cleveland. I went bananas on LeBron. I went off on him for leaving Cleveland. Off.
Man.
I hated it.
Sixth man or most improved for
Do
Ty.
what you got to do.
If I had to vote for one of the two,
MVP.
I'd vote for.
He's hilarious.
I'll vote for low key. That should be an award. Low key MVP.
Low-key
LK MVP. Low key MVP. No, I'd vote for most improved. If I had to pick one of the
If I had to pick, I'd pick Sixth Man of the Year because I just think, yes, there's other guys that do it, whatever. But there is no denying the fact that it's something about his presence on the court. He gets those steals when you need him. He hits those big shots. Literally, he raises the play of everybody else on the court. And that, to me, is the epitome of what a sixth man does. When things aren't going well, you put your sixth man in there, and boom, he gets everything back on track. And every time Ty Jerome's in the game, it's like guys just love playing with the guy. Like, they play their best ball when he's out there on the court.
Yeah.
And he just raises the play. So, to me, I would give him Sixth Man of the Year.
Here's the problem. The people that vote on this, and I can't blame them because you can't watch every team's
They
games.
ain't watching them.
You're going to vote based on stats. Mm-hmm. We know how impactful Ty Jerome is. And I think the general NBA public, that like guys who vote on this, they have an idea that Ty Jerome's been a good story. But they don't realize, if you're not watching the Cavs every day and you just look at the stats, you'd be like, wow, that's impressive from a guy who's done nothing. But his stats, when you look at them, they don't blow you away.
No.
So you're not going to, like from an award perspective, it's not going to blow you away. But if you watch him play every day, that's why he's not going to win the award, even though we know how impactful he's been.
I can make a case for both.
Yeah.
I am going to lean towards Sixth Man of the Year, though, because I do think when it comes to the Sixth Man of the Year award, there's a defined what you vote for criteria you're looking for. And that should be, I'm not saying they all vote for it because everyone has their own different whatever. The Sixth Man of the Year award should go to the most impactful bench player of the season. And I think on a per-minute basis, and this is how I'm looking at it, it's not how the 50 voters will look at it, there has not been a bench player that's been more impactful in his minutes than Ty Jerome this season. He's giving you 12, 3, and 4 off the bench every game. When Darius or Donovan are out, you don't really feel like the Cavs are missing it because Ty Jerome plays an extended role. And when he's played games of 25 or more minutes, he's averaging 19, 6, and 5. And I think when you try and sparse out between him and Pritchard, in those games where they're asked to play more, his numbers are better than almost any other. And I'm guessing because I didn't do this research, but his numbers are better than anyone else you can find across basketball. And if you have a bench guy,
no doubt,
a bench guy, and like we did this is career best
for
in
36 minutes.
This year versus his entire career.
Why is it that they use 36?
Because that's, generally speaking, a pretty good number. It's three quarters of a game. The LeBron plays 38 minutes a game. Donovan's playing 33 minutes a game. So it's kind of that in-between number, but it's three quarters. I think on a per-minute basis, he's been as impactful as any bench player in the league. And on Bill Simmons' podcast, and I know you don't listen to Bill Simmons, him and Russillo were talking about the Cavs beating the Celtics on Friday in this podcast. And Bill Simmons, who does have a vote, was like, I love Peyton Pritchard, but Ty Jerome's Sixth Man of the Year. And when a Celtics guy
Celtics homer
is willing to come around on that, and he does watch all of Peyton Pritchard.
Right, sure.
And he's willing to say that.
Yeah.
It just makes me feel even stronger that his minutes, Jerome's minutes, are as impactful as any bench guy.
I agree, but the voters that cover West Coast teams, they're just
it's fair.
They're not going to probably, and maybe I'm not giving them enough credit. Maybe they will do the deep dive to understand. I actually think, the more we talk about it, Ty Jerome should win Sixth Man of the Year. You're right.
I really do think
he really should, but he's not. I don't think he's going to.
I don't think so either.
Just because the traditional stats are not eye-opening.
Yeah.
What is last look?
when I checked this morning.
Oh, I thought that was an award.
No. It's like he's most improved now.
I got
250 to 1. When I looked the last time, he was unranked. He's now 35 to 1 for
who is the favorite for most improved?
Cade Cunningham currently.
And he should win it.
Yeah. And he's been better this season.
Should win it. That man had like 30 and 10.
He's been playing
every
awesome.
time I watched him play.
He is actually being impactful and winning.
Yeah.
Mobley's right up. I'll give you the full list real quick. If you guys pander for 1 second, I'll give you the full list.
Want to pander? Pander?
Yeah, pander to each other.
That doesn't make any sense. You want to wax poetic about Sam Hubbard for a minute?
My wife just literally sent me that. It's so sad.
Are you friends with him?
I like Sam. Yeah, I know Sam. Me and Sam, we played ball together.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good
is
basketball
your wife
player?
friends with his? I know your wife is friends with a lot of the wives.
No.
They're not friends.
Is Sam married?
I have no idea.
All right.
I don't think Sam's married.
Are you guys ready for the most improved odds?
Yeah.
Cade Cunningham minus 400. Heavy favorite.
That's a heavy favorite, yeah.
Dyson Daniels of the Hawks, who took a big leap.
Yeah.
Was just a role guy.
He had no choice because Jalen Johnson went
plus
down.
360, and then it jumps to a gigantic drop down. Tyler Hero's plus 3,000 in third place. Christian Braun plus 3,500. Evan Mobley plus 8,500, and then Jalen Williams and Amen Thompson plus 1,000.
That's crazy.
Although the odds are weird because I don't know, but I feel like writers too often they'll see the odds and they'll be like, well, I got to vote for it. Like Diana Rossini the other day saying that she's was upset that her MVP vote got
leaked. Yeah,
she said she wouldn't have changed it, but like that sounds bad when you.
It does. That. Who cares? Say with your chest. Vote with your chest.
If you don't believe it,
don't vote for it.
Then don't vote it.
Yeah.
And if you do believe it, you have nothing to feel bad about.
She voted for Lamar.
Oh.